Hello, dear Glorians of Standard 8. We have started with the practice set 14.2 and today we are going to complete it. Okay, so I have already given you the second and the third question of this practice set as homework. I hope you all have done that. Coming to the the fourth question says the cost price of a machine is 2,50,000. If the rate of depreciation is 10% per year, find the depreciation in price of the machine after 2 years. So firstly girls, you have to understand what you have in this question. Okay, whatever we have, we are going to write it down and then we are going to solve it. Okay, so I have the principal as rupees 2,50,000. Okay, now girls, I'm just writing the initial as P. You should write the entire thing principal and then put P into brackets. Also, what is this girls? This is the cost of entire machine. Okay, so the machine that was initially bought costed 2,50,000. Okay, now the rate is the rate of depreciation. Girls, I should have written this sentence earlier and this amount later on. Just make the changes girls. Okay, so after P, put an equal to, write this sentence and then put an equal to and put this amount. So here I have rate of depreciation. We always used to have the rate of interest. Okay, now we have the rate of depreciation, that is 10% per year. Finally, we have the duration, that is 2 years. Okay, now girls, in order to find out the depreciation in the price, we are going to use the amount formula as we used to do. So amount is equal to P 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power n. So here P is how much? 2,50,000. Okay, 1 plus R is, now here girls, you have depreciation as you might have noticed. So depreciation basically means decrease in something. So in order to put it as a decrease in something, I will have to put a minus sign with the interest that is given. Okay, so here I am putting it as minus 10 upon 100 raised to 2. So 2,50,000, we will make the denominators equal 100 upon 100. Now this, here you have plus and here you have minus. Okay, so plus minus becomes minus and you have 10 upon 100. I hope you understood this. I am simply opening up the brackets by making these two signs as one sign. So plus minus becomes minus. So here you have 2,50,000, 100 minus 10 upon 100. Okay, square. Then again you have 2,50,000. So this becomes 90 upon 100. 100 minus 10 is 90. So 90 upon 100 the whole square. Okay, 90 upon 100 I have written. Now we are going to open up the brackets. So you will write it as 90 upon 100 multiplied by 90 upon 100. Okay, now we will do the cancellations. So I have 1 0 getting cancelled with this with this 0 is cancelled with this 0, and finally this 0 is with this 0. Now girls, I don't have anything in my denominator, that actually you have 1 over here, but basically 1 doesn't make any value that should be cancelled. So I don't have any other number here, so you are left with 25 multiplied by 90 multiplied by 90. Okay, so after multiplying girls, you are going to get your answer as 2,02,050. 500. This is going to be your amount. Okay, therefore your amount is equal to rupees 2,02,500. Now the question is asking you to find the depreciation. It is not asking you to find the the amount of interest. It is asking you to find out the depreciation. So how are we going to find out the depreciation? So we are going to write down depreciation in the price after 2 years is equal to, I don't have space, okay, so I am writing it down, is equal to. Now how we will find the depreciation? Depreciation is basically the change in between the principal and the amount. So in order to find the change in between the principal and the amount, what you will do? You will subtract. So 2,50,000 will be subtracted with the amount that we have found out, that is 2,02,500. okay, when you are going to subtract these two, you are going to be left with 40 rupees 47,500. okay, so this is your depreciation after 2 years. okay, so the final statement that you're going to write down is, I'm writing it over here, the depreciation in the price of machine after 2 years is rupees 47,500. okay, this is your final statement. I hope you understood this entire sum. There was nothing difficult in this sum, only the change was about the word interest. You had, instead of interest, you had depreciation, and in order to find out depreciation, we subtracted our principal with the amount to find out our answer. okay, we will now move ahead to the next sum. So here girls, as you can see, I have written the 5th sum, which says find the compound interest if the amount of a certain principal after 2 years is rupees 4,036.80 at the rate of 16 PCPA. Now girls, you might have noticed a change over here, that the question is saying you, or the question has given the amount of a certain principal. By the word certain principal, you can understand that principal, the value of the principal is not given, but the amount after 2 years is given, that is 4,036.80. so here firstly you have the amount that is given to you. I hope you understood that. Amount A is equal to rupees 4,036.80. then you have the rate, which is 16 PCPA, that is understandable, and finally you have the duration, that is 2 years. okay, so here girls, what you have to find out is the compound interest. But you know that in order to find out the compound interest, you should know the principal. okay, so how are you going to find out the find out the compound interest without knowing the principal? So you can now understand that you have to find the principal in order to find out the compound interest. So firstly we will start solving and we will find out the compound interest. okay, so I have the formula of amount with me. Even though I don't have principal, I will use the same formula in order to find out the principal. okay, so I have the formula of amount, which is equal to A P 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. So A, here A is given to you. A is what? 4036.80. Principal is something that you have to find out because it is not given. 1 plus R is how much? R is 16 upon 100 and N is 2. Okay. So here girls, we are not going to touch our left hand side until and unless we complete our right side. Okay. We always start with our brackets. So this number is going to be written as it is. You have the principal and this becomes 100 upon 100 plus 16 upon 100. Why? Because we are making the denominators equal. So now again we are writing the same number and right in the brackets we are writing 100 plus 16 upon 100, the whole square. So 4036.80 principal is equal to principal in brackets 100 plus 16 is going to give you 116 upon 100, the whole square. Okay. So 4036.80 is equal to P multiplied by 116 upon 100, right, multiplied by 116 upon 100. Okay. Now girls, you have to understand that even though you will try to solve it over here, then this will create a problem when you will try to move this number towards this side. Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to keep our P on our right hand side. So I am writing my P over here. I am keeping it on my right hand side. Now the terms which are there with this P over here, I am going to shift all of these terms to my left hand side. Okay, just see how I am doing that. So I have 4036.80. okay, I am shifting first the 100. So whatever is there in the denominator goes in the numerator when it goes to the other side of the equal to sign. So from here it is coming here, that means it is going to be going in the numerator. So multiplied by 100. I have shifted 100 over here. Now I am left with another 100. Now this 100 is also going to be go in the numerator. Okay. We will put a division sign. Okay. Now these numbers will go in the now with division sign, these numbers will go from the numerator in the denominator. Okay. So I am going to write 116 multiplied by 116. So girls, hundreds shifted to the numerator of the left hand side and numerator of my right hand side shifted to the denominator of my left hand side. Now this entire thing has shifted to my right side, but I know that I should keep my P on my left hand side. This entire thing from the right hand side shifted to my left hand side. So this number I know that I should keep it on my right hand side and this P on my left hand side. So I'm just going to flip it. Okay, I'm just going to write all of these again to my right side and P to my left side. Okay, so I am writing P is equal to 4036.80 multiplied by 100. I am just writing the similar numbers that I have written, no change, nothing I am doing. Okay, 116 multiplied by 116. So here girls, the calculation is a bit tricky. Okay, so how are you going to do that? Firstly girls, you might have noticed that there is a decimal point over here. So when I'll remove this decimal point, I will get 100 in my denominator, right? The way we used to do when we used to put a point. Now I want to remove a point. So what am I going to do is, I am going to write the number as 403680, okay, multiplied by 100 upon 116 multiplied by 116, and as I have removed the point, that because of that I am writing over here 100. Okay, I hope you understood. I have removed the point and hence I am writing 100 in the denominator. Okay, now as you can see, I can cancel this 100 with this 100, right? And I can cancel these two. Can I or not? I can. So I will show you this calculation, in a very much detail ahead. So now girls, we will do the calculation. Okay, I just extended the page for your understanding. So I'm not going to do my calculation over here. I will do it on this page. Okay, so I'm just writing the entire thing again, but with few spaces, so that you can understand it better. Okay, whatever I am left with, I am writing it down. 116 multiplied by 116. Okay, I hope you understood how I got this. Now I will shift my paper up and I'll show you. So girls, as I told you, I have written it over here. Now I will simply do the division. Okay, so this number, we will not let's say we will not touch 100. We will just see if I can cancel these numbers. Okay, I am not touching the 100, okay, over here, which is written. I am cancelling this with this. Okay, so that there is a 0, and by seeing the number you can understand that I can cancel this entire number with 2 and this one as well. So let us start with the denominator. 2 5s is 10, right? 1 is carried, 2 8s are 16. I have 2 2s are 4, 2 zeros are 0, 2 1s are 2 because I don't have 3 in the table of 2. So 2 1s are 2, 1 is getting carried, 2 8s are 16, right? 2 4s are 8 and 2 zeros are 0. Again I can go ahead with 2. So 2 2s are 4, 1 is carried, 2 9s are 18. Now I will cancel this with 2 again. Okay, so 2 1s are 2, 2 zeros are 0. Can 2 have 1 in its table? No, so I will again put a 0. 2 zeros are 0, but this one is getting carried and hence it becomes 18, right? 2 9s are 18, 2 2s are 4 and 2 zeros are 0. Okay girls, now I am having 29 over here and this number. So if you don't know the table of 29, I would want you all to write the table of 29 in your working column and see to it how can you get an answer by cancelling this. 29 ones are 29 and this. So when I am cancelling 29 ones are, this entire thing will be divided with 29 and you will get 3480. Okay, so now girls, I have made the cancellation over here, but we will write what we are left with first and then move ahead. Okay, just to make things little bit easier and not creating a chaos over here. Okay, so P is equal to 3480 multiplied by 100 upon 116. Now girls, this is your work to do. You sit patiently and cancel these three numbers, whatever number that have been written over here. Do the cancellation and find out the answer. But I will tell you the answer. The answer that you will get is P is equal to rupees 3000. Okay, this is the answer that you will be getting. So you do the calculation, you do the cancellation and find out the answer, and that answer should be rupees 3000. Okay, now girls, you have found out the principal, but the question over here is saying you to find out what? To find out the compound interest. Okay, you have found out the principal, so you know the formula of compound interest. Compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. So you have, the question gave you the amount which was 4036.80. So we are going to write that 4036.80 minus, what is the principal? 3000. Okay, this principal we have found out. Now we will be writing the subtraction of these two. So what answer you will get? You will get the answer as rupees 1036.80. okay, so this is your final answer. And you know, after finding out the final answer, it is very essential to write the last statement because it carries marks. So you will write the last statement as the required compound interest is rupees 1036.80. okay, so this is your final answer. I'll just show you once again what we did. So in our question, amount was given, rate was given, and duration. So accordingly we used the amount formula, we moved ahead, we shifted the terms to my left hand side, but I needed it to my right side, so I wrote it over here. I cancelled one of the terms from the numerator as well as the denominator, and in order to make you all visible, I took another page and I did it over here. Okay, so I cancelled the terms, I got this. Now this cancellation you have to do and find the answer as 3000. okay, then after getting the principal, we found out the compound interest, and that is our final answer. Okay, now let us read the sixth question. Okay, the sixth question says, a loan of rupees 15,000 was taken on compound interest. If the rate of compound interest is 12 PCPA, find the amount to settle the loan after 3 years. So girls, as I was, I read the sixth question, and as I was trying to explain it to you all, the camera went off. So as I was saying the question, I will repeat the question for you all once again. The sixth question says, a loan of rupees 15,000 was taken on compound interest. If the rate of compound interest is 12 PCPA, find the amount to settle the loan after 3 years. So girls, in this sixth question, as you can see, the word loan over here, in any question if there is loan given, okay, that loan is actually your principal. Okay, so that means 15,000 rupees is your principal, and the only difference in this question, girls, as you can see, is the word compound interest given in the question itself. Okay, so here you don't have to confuse yourself regarding the word that is given in the question. It is just for you to make you all think. So in the second part of the question, it says, if the rate of compound interest is 12 PCPA, that means the rate is given, right? They are adding three more words there, rate of compound interest. So again, you don't have to worry about that. It is just to make you a bit confused about the question and use your understanding regarding it. So rate is 18 PCPA. Okay, and if you are rate is 12 PCPA, and if you are still confused that how you will find out the rate, so the easiest thing that you can pick up from the question is, wherever PCPA is given or percentage sign is there, that means that is going to be your rate. Okay, so rate is given, principal is given, and lastly duration is also given, that is 3 years. Okay, so what you have to find out is, find the amount to settle the loan after 3 years. So you have to find out the amount that you will have to settle, after 3 years. Okay, So this is the question, and this sum is similar to the sums that we did earlier. So I would want you all to do this sum as homework. Okay, coming to the seventh sum, let us read the seventh question. A principal amounts to rupees 13,924 in 2 years by compound interest at 18 PCPA. Find the principal. Now here girls, this type of question is a bit different than the question which we did earlier. How? I hope you remember this question that we did. This was the fifth sum. Okay, in this fifth sum also we first found out the principal and then we found out the interest. But in the seventh sum, it is saying you to find out just the principal. Okay, so what you have to find out in the seventh question, it is directly given to you that you have to find out the principal. Okay, but in order to find out the principal, what else you need? So in the question, the first line says a principal amounts to rupees 13,924. I hope you all are looking in your textbooks. Okay, amounts to, the word amounts to means that amount is given to you. Okay, principal is not given. Amounts to meaning amount is given to you, and the amount is 13,924. Duration is 2 years and rate is also given, that is 18 PCPA. So what you have to find out? You have to find out the principal. Okay, so I hope the way we did here, you are able to find out now how you will calculate with the formula, with the same formula, and you are going to find that out. I hope you all know that. It's not like something new that I am giving you to solve. We have done that in our fifth sum. I would want you all to do these two sums as homework. Okay, so these two sums are to be done as homework, and I hope you all understood whatever I taught you today. We will meet in our next class, girls. Until then, take care and be safe. Okay, thank you.